There is 114 chakra within the human system. So why is it that we must open especially the third eye? What I will say right now might not be a very popular opinion, because very often when we go straight to the point, skipping all the nonsense, it might hurt some people's ego. Because how hard do you believe we tend to be attached to what makes us suffer? We tend to invest all of our energy, all of our life into things that destroy us, such as our own depression, our own anxiety, our own job, or any limitation. But the third eye, when the third eye is finally balanced, one sees life as it is, no more as ego want to represent life, no more with specific like and dislike, specific value and belief, but just as it is. For example, I could hold this beautiful Shiva Lingam and say that it is brown because it is an existential fact. I see that it is brown. But maybe your ego might just not want to agree with me and will say, when I look at it from this angle, it kind of looks like black or this color. But really, it's nonsense. And why am I saying this? Is because, for example, the being who has a depression will look at his own depression and blame it on everything except himself. I am depressed because my job. I am depressed because she left me or he left me. I am depressed because I don't live where I'm supposed to be. But all of this is nonsense, and the same apply for stress and anxiety. People go on affirming that they have anxiety attack, that they have anxiety problem. Oh, it is because it runs in my family. Oh, it is because I missed this exam. They have 1,000 reasons to be depressed, to be anxious, and so much more negativity. But when the third eye is open, the third eye has the capacity to turn outward, but mostly inward. And when it is truly functioning and balancing, there is no more room to lie to your own self. We became aware of the root of our true suffering. And then it is obvious that all emotion, all thinking pattern came from within. Never you walked outside and picked a belief and put it in your brain. Never you walked outside, picked depression and again put it within your head. This does not happen. It is something that we cultivate within our own being. And the third eye will allow us to be aware and to understand where our problem comes from. And no more, instead of blaming the external situation like an ignorant, we begin to understand that, I have been thinking in such a negative way. I have been affirming again and again, I am depressed, I am sad, I am unfulfilled, etc. That I have manifested this reality and created my own subconscious reprogrammation with those limited self-belief. Once the third eye is finally balanced, one is aware that I am not this body, I am not even this mind. Therefore, how is it possible to be so sad and so depressed because you failed an exam, because you lost somebody, or any such reason? Because in fact, this whole thing has nothing to do with you. The day that this body will perish and become topsoil again, you will still be totally untouched, totally unchanged, healthy and perfect, because you are the driver of this body. But you have mistaken yourself for being the car itself. Just like if you were driving in your Honda Civic 2005 and suddenly there is a problem in your mechanic, there is something wrong with the suspension, and you begin to walk like if you had problems with your leg. People will say, "You're crazy, your car has a problem, but you don't have a problem." And anxiety, depression, and all other mental illness are the same. Your mechanism has a problem, but you as the driver, you cannot have any issue. You can only be stuck into the belief of Maya, into the belief of illusion, and be so identified with your broken machine that you end up cultivating the idea of being broken, of needing healing. So when the third eye finally opened, it will spread fire not outside but inward and burn all your delusion, burn all your nonsense that has been keeping you as a victim. And only when we truly realize that all our suffering, our lifestyle, the way that things come to us is only the byproduct of our own inner self-talk, of our own karma and belief, it becomes obvious that what is needed is not really to try to change something externally. It is not to win $1 million. It is not to go live in another country. It is not to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, but to really re-engineer the inner mechanism in such a way that it will produce bliss, joy, instead of anxiety and depression. Have you ever noticed that some people have nothing? They are poor. They live in countries where everything is upside down, and yet they look so much more alive and happy than modern people in Canada, USA, and other places. Why is this? Again, it connects to what I have explained. They didn't lose their time affirming and creating misery within themselves. They had enough misery around themselves that they learned how to create joy and love within. Because it is only from within that all the universe is produced. Without the 5 senses, there will be no universe for you. There will be nothing at all. So it is really an inner creation. And when the third eye is unbalanced, then you are a slave to the outer experience, to the outer environment. But when finally the third eye opens, you have an inner understanding that all the way that you feel about everything is just a mirror of what is going on within yourself. And you will finally be able to have the intelligence to rise beyond ignorance and use the proper tools to just liberate yourself finally. I want to hear from you. What made you realize that your suffering were not outside but inside of yourself? And what did you do to finally stop this issue? Or what do you plan to do? Let us know within the comments. So really, the third eye must open as fast as possible for you to finally go beyond samsara, beyond recycling again and again the same thing that make you suffer, and to finally understand that No one is responsible for your misery except your own self. And for the third eye to finally be balanced, all the lower chakra must be balanced first. So there is no need to try to balance a third eye before even getting rid of anxiety, before getting rid of depression, without being able to be joyful. First begin with survival, with joy, with love, and then rise to the upper chakra by cultivating the proper inner understanding. Because all that we consume, as what we watch, what we listen to, with who we hang out and what we do, is manifesting our current life. So if one wishes to be lively, to be vibrant and evolve spiritually, but all that you watch is drama, all that you watch is ignorant people who just base their whole life on material, such as some people that we are all very aware of, who are controlling the media at the moment. If you feed yourself with negativity, then you cannot hope to save yourself. Therefore, I welcome you to feed your mind with things that will awaken you through nature. Feed your mind with spiritual content and affirmation. On this channel, you will find many videos about spiritual evolution and also affirmation audio. So I welcome you to like, comment and subscribe if you found any value out of this video. And I will be waiting for you on the next Friday about how do we find our twin flame. Thank you so much.